The world of Korean entertainment stood still on September 5 when Kim Jong-kook and Song Ji-hyo, two beloved figures who had shared over a decade of laughter, challenges, and rumors on screen, finally walked down the aisle. What many fans had whispered, prayed, and dreamed of for years materialized in a breathtaking ceremony that merged celebrity spectacle with intimate sincerity. The date itself carried weight, chosen deliberately to symbolize the start of a new season, a turning point from the lingering warmth of summer into the promise of autumn. The venue, a glittering Seoul ballroom bathed in soft golden light and adorned with thousands of white roses, became the stage for a love story that had lived in the shadows of speculation for too long. And yet, it was not the extravagant decor, star-studded guest list, or the designer gowns that ultimately defined the day. It was a single moment, when Kim Jong-kook bowed deeply before Song Ji-hyo's family and uttered words so raw, so filled with gratitude and devotion, that the entire hall dissolved into tears. Early hours of the morning, the air outside the wedding venue buzzed with excitement. Fans had gathered with banners and flowers, some traveling from abroad, determined to catch even the faintest glimpse of the couple. Security was tight, yet the atmosphere was celebratory rather than tense. Clips began circulating online before the ceremony even began, Ji-hyo arriving in a sleek navy suit, haha joking with photographers, Lee Kwang-soo striding in with his signature long-legged gait. The Running Man family had reunited, not for an episode, but for a moment that felt like destiny. Inside, guests mingled, champagne glasses clinked, and whispers carried stories of how long this love had been brewing behind the scenes. Everyone knew the rumors, and had heard the denials. But on this day, speculation gave way to truth, sealed not just with a kiss but with a promise to families and fans alike. The ceremony unfolded with cinematic perfection. Song Ji-hyo walked down the aisle in an elegant, off-shoulder gown of ivory silk, her hair swept back to reveal diamond earrings that glisten under the chandeliers. Kim Jong-kook, ever the embodiment of strength and composure, looked uncharacteristically emotional in a tailored black tuxedo. Their eyes locked, and for a moment the hall fell silent, as though the years of playful banter and unspoken affection on Running Man had led to this single gaze. Ji-hyo, serving as master of ceremonies, welcomed the guests with heartfelt words, occasionally breaking into jokes to ease the tension. But his voice cracked as he spoke of witnessing their journey for over a decade. The vows were personal, stripped of celebrity pretense. Ji-hyo's voice trembled as she spoke of finding someone who accepted her not as an actress, not as Ace Ji-hyo, but as herself. Jong-kook, usually steady and guarded, confessed that her laughter had been the anchor in his life, a constant reminder of joy even in his darkest moments. Tears streamed down faces in the audience. Ha buried his face in a handkerchief. Chan dabbed at his eyes, and Kwang-soo leaned on So-min's shoulder. But as touching as the vows were, the moment that carved itself into the hearts of all present was yet to come. After the vows and the exchange of rings, Kim Jong-kook stepped forward to face Song Ji-hyo's parents. The hall hushed, cameras lowered, breaths caught. Korean weddings. This moment carries immense cultural significance, symbolizing not just the union of two individuals but the joining of two families. Jong-kook bowed deeply, voice firm yet brimming with emotion. "Thank you," he said, pausing as his throat tightened. "Raising a daughter who has given so much strength to others, who has carried kindness even when the world was unkind. From today, I promise not only to love her but to protect her, stand as her shield, and to bring her the peace she deserves." His words echoed against the marble walls, sinking into every heart. Ji-hyo's mother covered her mouth with trembling hands, tears spilling freely. Her father, usually stoic, reached forward to clasp Jong-kook's shoulder in silent approval. The reaction was immediate. Gasps, sobs, and applause filled the hall. Celebrities who were known for their composure openly wept. Fans outside, who caught fragments of the speech through live updates, on social media, "I'm crying like I'm at the wedding," one fan wrote. Another posted, "The moment we waited 13 years for, he called himself her shield," within minutes. Hashtags like Kim Jong-kook Song Ji-hyo wedding, Running Man family, and the shield of Ji-hyo trended worldwide. Ji-hyo, overwhelmed, stepped closer, slipping her hand into his. She whispered, barely audible but caught by nearby microphones, "You are my shield." The hall broke into another wave of tears. Yoo Jae-suk, trying to lighten the mood, that he had run out of tissues and might need to use his suit sleeve. But even he could not disguise the quiver in his voice. As more than a wedding, it was the culmination of a narrative that fans had followed for over a decade. The transformation of a television love line into a love story written in reality. The reception carried the same blend of laughter and sentiment. Haha gave a speech filled with jokes about Jong-kook's muscular discipline and Ji-hyo's fiery spirit. But halfway through, choked up, admitting, "We all teased them for years, but deep down, knew. We always knew." Kwang-soo, often the clown, was unusually serious, confessing that he had witnessed countless quiet moments between them that hinted at something deeper. So Min and Se-chan described how Ji-hyo would light up whenever Jong-kook entered a room. How Jong-kook's gaze softened only when it fell on her. The Running Man family had spent more than a decade together, and to them, the union felt less like a surprise and more like an inevitable, long-awaited homecoming. Industry insiders speculated about the ripple effects of this marriage. Our couple endorsements loomed on the horizon, with brands eager to capitalize on the overwhelming positivity surrounding them. "They're not just a couple," one advertising executive was quoted as saying. "They're a story, authentic, enduring, and inspirational." Media headlines across Korea and abroad echoed with the same sentiment, from variety partners to life partners. The wedding that made a nation cry. Kim Jong-kook's promise moves millions. Yet beyond the commercial implications, is the intimacy of the day that mattered most. Guests recounted how Ji-hyo's father told Jong-kook privately, "Today, I gained a son," and how Jong-kook's mother embraced Ji-hyo as though she had always been part of the family. The symbolism of September 5th, after family discussions, was not lost on anyone. Early autumn in Korea is a time of harvest, reaping what has been patiently nurtured. For Jong-kook and Ji-hyo, it marked the harvest of years of friendship and unspoken love. As the night drew to a close, the newlyweds shared their first dance to a soft ballad. Speaking of time, fate, and forever, fans outside, though unable to see, swayed along as live streams carried snippets of the melody. The couple's smiles radiated a peace that no scandal, no rumor, years of silence could ever erase. They were no longer the elusive Monday couple, nor the guarded colleagues dodging questions. Husband and wife, bound not just by vows but by a decade of shared history. In the days that followed, the world continued to replay the moment Kim Jong-kook bowed and made his vow to Ji-hyo's family. It was analyzed, celebrated, turned into memes and montages, yet at its core, it remained profoundly human. It was the moment a man laid bare his devotion not just to his bride but to the people who had given her life. It was the moment a fantasy turned into reality. Reality proved to be more beautiful than any scripted story. Their wedding on September 5th was not just an event, it was a cultural moment. A collective catharsis for fans who had walked alongside them for years. The tears shed that day were not only for the couple but for the memories of a generation who had grown with them, laughed with them, and believed in them. As Kim Jong-kook and Song Ji-hyo begin their journey as husband and wife, one thing is certain, the promise made that day will linger forever. Not just in the hearts of their families, in the hearts of millions who witnessed love reveal itself in its purest form.